The World Health Organization's executive director has warned that the world remains in the midst of the coronavirus outbreak as some countries rapidly reopen while others are struggling to contain it. Dr. Mike Ryan said we're still very much in a phase where the disease is actually on the way up. Ryan said cases were climbing in South America, South Asia, and in other regions. He said the disease can jump up at any time and warned North America, Europe, Southeast Asia, and other parts of the world not to relax coronavirus control measures too quickly. Ryan issued the warning even before an expected second wave of cases months from now, fueling concerns of people who oppose rapid reopenings around the world. Ryan's comments diminish expectations for a swift worldwide economic recovery and renewed international global travel. He spoke Monday when the United States, the leader in coronavirus infections and deaths, saw large crowds of people packing reopened public spaces such as beaches and national parks. India is continuing to struggle with a spike in coronavirus cases. The country, with a population of more than 1.3 billion people, saw a record one-day increase in new infections for the seventh straight day. India reported 6,535 new infections Tuesday. That boosts its total to more than 146,000. It has had nearly 4,200 fatalities. The British Health Ministry announced a new trial Tuesday of the antiviral drug remdesivir as a treatment for patients with COVID-19. At his usual COVID briefing in London, Health Minister Matt Hancock called trials for the promising drug probably the biggest step forward in the treatment of coronavirus since the crisis began. From Washington, this is VOA News. Dozens of health workers in Mexico City are demanding that authorities provide them with personal protective equipment needed for attending to coronavirus patients. The workers blocked roads in the capital city during a protest Tuesday, claiming Mexican officials are putting their health at risk by giving them poorly made equipment. The nurses also complain about their workload, saying even with the extra work because of COVID patients, they are still required to train university graduates. Mexico has confirmed more than 70,000 COVID cases and more than 7,300 deaths. The lion's share of the infections and the deaths are in densely populated Mexico City. U.S. President Donald Trump said Tuesday that the governor of North Carolina must make assurances within a week that Republicans can hold an in-person convention in late August, or the event will be relocated to another state. Trump said the Republican Party plans to spend, in his words, millions and millions of dollars in Charlotte, North Carolina, for the event to formally renominate the president. But in Trump's words, we have a governor that doesn't want to open the state. Trump was referencing North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper, a Democrat. In the past, Cooper has said that it's okay for political conventions to be political, but pandemic response can't be. 3 Republican governors are offering to hold the party's 2020 national convention in their state if North Carolina doesn't satisfy U.S. President Donald Trump's demand for a full gathering in August. The governors of Florida, Georgia, and Texas all say their state would be the ideal place for Republicans to gather. The convention, where Trump is certain to be nominated for a second term as the Republican candidate for president, is set to open in Charlotte, August 24th. A used car salesman from the state of New Jersey has been arrested for trying to sell New York City millions of desperately needed face masks at grossly inflated prices at the height of the coronavirus pandemic in March. That's according to the U.S. Justice Department on Tuesday. Ronald Romano, who runs a used car dealership about 80 kilometers south of New York City, allegedly conspired with several business associates and friends to get New York City to pay $45 million for 7 million 3M brand N95 respirators that they did not possess or were not authorized to sell. Romano is charged with 1 count of conspiring to commit wire fraud, 1 count of committing wire fraud, and 1 count of violating the Defense Protection Act. Each of the first 2 counts carries a maximum of 30 years in prison. The third count carries a maximum of 1 year. The case is one of the largest of its kind brought by federal prosecutors since the Department of Health and Human Services designated face masks and other medical supplies scarce material in March. I'm Marissa Melton. You're listening